This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You are watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Right, article in the description box as always. You guys go have a read, come to your own conclusions on it all. So thank you, Rob, for sending me over this article. But most of you guys will know Rob. He's from MCR Net over there with Matt here on YouTube. Go give him a follow, a subscription. And if you haven't subscribed to me yet, why the hell not? What's wrong with you? Are you crazy? It's brilliant over here. Make sure you subscribe to this channel right here. Now, moving forward, the article is Shelly Finkel, of course. Yes, he's escaped from Area 51 again, and he's started coming out with some more excuses as to why he convinced Deontay Wilder not to take $120 million to take on Breazeale next, which he's already doing anyway, and back-to-back fights for Undisputed. Yep, legacy fights, right? The ones that Deontay Wilder always talks about. I promise my fans, I love my fans, one face, one name, one champion, Deontay Wilder, blah, 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 all a lot of hogwash, okay? It's not about money, it's about legacy. Rightio, of course it is. Now, he's turned down $120 million. Shelly Finkel, within this article, says a whole bunch of cobblers, to be honest. But a couple of points that really kind of stood out for me. First one, Shelly Finkel said that there's no point signing a two-fight deal to fight Anthony Joshua, as in fight Joshua and then have a rematch, because Team Joshua won't want the rematch after Deontay Wilder knocks out Anthony Joshua. Really? Yeah, that's good enough reason not to sign up for $120 million for 3 fights. Good one. First of all, that's just complete rubbish. Of course they're going to take the rematch. But in my opinion, it's more likely that for 2 reasons. Number one, they're worried that Wilder's going to get knocked out and he's not going to want the rematch, but he's going to have to because he's on a rematch. There's that one. Or he's worried that Deontay Wilder will beat him, and then Deontay Wilder is going to think, damn, I actually got away with that one. I need to retire, vacate all the belts, which I said to you guys before. If all the stars aligned and did a silly dance and the volcanoes erupted and the earth moved on its axis and Deontay Wilder actually defeated Anthony Joshua, yeah, I'm being sarcastic because there's no way I believe that's going to happen. But if he did, because one punch does change everything, then he becomes undisputed. He's not going to want to fight Joshua again. He's going to vacate those belts, feign injury, do everything that he can. But if he signed a 2-fight deal and gets caught lying, he's going to lose all that money. Now, for him saying that it's all about legacy, complete hogwash, it's clearly all about money. And Shelly Finkel talked him out of it. Deontay Wilder, go wash my car, go clean my pool, do what it is that I tell you to do. Now, so him not signing a 2-fight deal with Joshua because he's worried that Wilder's going to knock out Joshua and there won't be a rematch, so there's no point. Rubbish. Second point is he's worried that Deontay Wilder is only going to get $100 million for 2 fights, a poor little bugger. I mean, how's he going to afford to go buy a Happy Meal for $100 million, right? For 2 fights. That's more money than what Sal Canelo Alvarez gets for 2 fights, right? But either way, he's worried that Joshua may get double. Really? So you think that Wilder's going to get $100 million for 2 fights with Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua's going to get $200 million for 2 fights with Deontay Wilder? Really? Is that what you're worried about? You're worried that DAZN, yes, they are throwing money around like confetti, but you're worried that Anthony Joshua is going to get paid $200 million, $100 million per fight, while Wilder's getting $50 million per fight. I mean, have you ever heard something so stupid? I mean, have you ever heard of the thing, look at what you're getting, don't worry about what other people are getting? Are you happy with having $100 million sat in your account for 2 fights that you allegedly want? But clearly you don't want it because you ducked them. That's blatant to everybody, right? But $100 million because you're worried that Joshua's going to get $200 million. Does it really matter? Is the first one. Who cares? But DAZN are no way. These people are businessmen. I said they are not going to give Anthony Joshua $100 million per fight with Deontay Wilder. But even if they did, so what? You're still getting $100 million for 2 fights for this legacy fight to become the first undisputed champion of 4 belts in heavyweight. That is legacy in itself, but that's not enough. Why don't you just take the $100 million for those 2 fights, beat Anthony Joshua, become undisputed champion, then write your own damn checks after that? But quite clearly they know that Wilder isn't going to defeat Joshua. Quite clearly they know it isn't going to happen. Because Shelly Finkel is worried about Joshua getting double. I mean, again, is he saying that Joshua is getting double or he believes he may get double? Either way, it's stupid. It just isn't going to happen. Because let's go back to the Wilder Breazeale press conference, all the interviews after that press conference for this great spectacular announcement that turned out to be a complete dud. And Shelly Finkel said, well, we didn't sign because we didn't know how much Joshua was getting. Have you ever heard something so stupid in all your life? We didn't know how much Joshua was going to get. But now you're saying, well, Joshua's getting double or he might be getting double. There's no way he's getting double. You don't have to be any kind of boxing whiz to know that. Okay, he isn't going to get that kind of money. It just isn't. But look at it this way. Wilder only has 1 belt. Joshua has 3. So why, just based on what planet does Wilder deserve 50-50? Wilder has yet to sell out even one arena of 20,000 people. His highest attendance was 17,500 in his last fight against Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury brought over half that crowd from the UK and Ireland. Tyson Fury sold that event out. He was the one who did the numbers. He was the one that brought people to the TV. He was the one, or he was the reason why 300,000 pay-per-view buys. Not Wilder, hence the reason why Wilder versus Breazeale is not on pay-per-view right now. Because Wilder's not a pay-per-view attraction. So therefore, just based on that bit, how is he likely to get 50-50? Let's look at it the other way. His last fight against Tyson Fury, he lost that damn fight. 99% of the boxing world know he lost that fight, and he's now currently a paper champion. He's walking around with a belt that he shouldn't even own. But the official record says he got a draw. Getting a draw with a guy who's been out of the ring for 2.5 years, ballooned up in weight, had mental issues, lost his boxing license, was suicidal, plus many other things, gets off the sofa, comes to your own country and schools you. And you have to get gifted a draw, and suddenly you think you're worth 50-50? Again, stupidity. This is called pricing yourself out. This is called ducking. Don't matter how you look at it, it's ducking. Even his most hardcore fan know that. They won't tell you that, of course not, because they all want to be his wife. They want to be the one to give Wilder his wish of being pregnant. Again, facts. That's what Wilder said. So, how is it that he gets 50-50? It doesn't make any kind of sense at all. Wilder sells out stadiums. Joshua, right now, he's going over to New York. In other words, he's actually travelling as a champion, something that Wilder has never done. He's never defended his title outside of America, even though he accused Joshua of being a UK champion, not a world champion, because world champion travels. Yet he refuses to travel. He refused to have a rematch with Tyson Fury in the UK. Fact. He refused to come to the UK to fight Joshua. Fact. Well, I agreed to 15 million. Yeah, you agreed to it, but you didn't sign a contract, so therefore you didn't agree to it, you complete numbskull. Now, 50-50 is an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke. Now, personally, I don't care. I don't care how much these guys get. I don't care if it's 50-50. I don't care what percentage it is. But the reality is, Joshua is the one been around belt collecting in only 22 fights. Wilder's had 41 fights and hasn't unified not even once. Yet, Vladimir Klitschko, he could have unified against him, because Shelly Finkel, the dude in this article right here, manages not only Deontay Wilder, he also manages F.A. Jagba as well, but manages Wilder, and he was managing Vladimir Klitschko. Very easy fight to make, right? Didn't want to do it. He wasn't ready. He's still a baby. He's still a prospect. 33 fights. Still a baby. Still a prospect. Okay. He could have fought Charles Martin. Both PBC fighters. Him and Wilder. Both PBC fighters. Both in the same stable. Could have happened quite easily. Didn't want to do that. Couldn't do it. Couldn't afford it. He was afraid. Well, I'd like to fight Charles Martin, but I've got mandatory obligations. Right, okay. You've changed your tune quite a bit since then, haven't you? But he's not 50-50. He just isn't. He hasn't done anything. He's got the nickname Windmill for a reason. Cherry Picker for a reason. Coward for a reason. Never stepped up for a reason. Took on Tyson Fury after all that time out. Took on Luis Ortiz when Luis Ortiz was failing the damn medical 1 hour before the ring walk. He wants 50-50 with Joshua when you can't even sell out an arena? Joshua coming over to America right now against big baby Jarrell Miller is not only showing that he's a world champion by travelling, something that Wilder's never done, as I said, but he sold more tickets against big baby Jarrell Miller than what Wilder vs Fury did. And certainly more than what Wilder vs Breazeale was going to do. But yet Wilder wants 50-50. Shelly Finkel, in this very same article, says that they want the fight on Showtime. Because they want millions of people to watching it, not hundreds of thousands, tens or hundreds of thousands, what he said. on DAZN. Again, let's just do a little bit of math. I mean, I've said this before, but I'll say it again for those of you who missed it, that people in America or any country where it has DAZN, you can watch Joshua vs. Wilder on DAZN for $20 and get the rest of the month, all the content of boxing or the other sports for $20. Or you can pay $75 on Showtime and just get that one fight, and that's it. That's all you get. That's why people were streaming the hell out of Wilder vs. Fury, because people don't want to pay $75. There's a reason for it. People don't want to put money in the pocket of Deontay Wilder because they don't rate him. He's not a pay-per-view attraction. People just don't warm to him. People just don't like him. People don't want to pay for him. Even against Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury sold that event. He was the one who sold the pay-per-views. But you only did 300,000. What kind of numbers would you have to do to pay not only Wilder 100 million for 2 fights, but Joshua 100 million for 2 fights or more? You would have to do crazy. You would have to outdo probably Floyd Mayweather. Joshua and Wilder ain't going to outdo Floyd Mayweather. It just isn't going to happen. So Shelly Finkel, sorry man, I said you need to get yourself back to Area 51. Get on there, get yourself back under lock and key. Stay there until they come and get you. Okay? And then you can fly your ass back home to wherever it is that you come from. Because you're just being stupid. It's ridiculous. We don't know how much Joshua's going to get. Joshua might get double. Who cares? You still get 100 million. You talked Wilder out of this. And Wilder, as I said, listen, man, Alabama looks beautiful. But I see why they based the character Forrest Gump from Alabama. If this is really what's going on over there, people like Forrest Gump is like Wilder. Wilder's proven to be Forrest Gump. You've got to be totally stupid, as the stupid does, to turn down $120 million for legacy fight, even though you said it's not about money, it's all about legacy. I know I'm repeating myself here, but you can't get my point. You don't care about money, you're financially set, right? So what's wrong with taking $120 million and fighting Joshua, where people are more likely to pay to watch it than what they are to pay $75 on Showtime? In fact, they will stream the hell out of it, like they did for the Fury fight. Millions of people, even in your own country, were illegally streaming it. Some of them are actually your fans who wanted this fight, who were bigging you up all the time, who come here to troll online. But yet, they illegally streamed it. Huh. So what makes you think that they're not going to illegally stream against Joshua? Oh, God, it's undisputed. Yeah, because of Joshua. Not because of Wilder, because of Joshua. Remember that, because of Joshua. It's not difficult to understand. Joshua is the one with 3 belts. Joshua is a cash cow. Joshua is the reason that boxing is popping in the world right now. Joshua is one of the reasons why boxing is talked about in America right now, especially at heavyweight. People weren't talking about Wilder before Joshua come along. Fact. Anyway, Shelly Finkel, as I said, get yourself back to Area 51. For everybody else, as I said, go give that article a read for yourself. Is he saying that Joshua's getting double compared to when he said he didn't know beforehand? What is it that Shelly Finkel is saying? Do you buy the excuses? Do you understand the excuses? Are you giving Deontay Wilder a pass for turning down $120 million? Because he's so worried about his fans being able to watch him fight. Come on now. Come on now. It's ridiculous. Anyway, drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up and, of course, subscribe. Catch you all on the next one.